Hello everyone, how is everyone doing? It is MessYourself here. Today, we're going to be taking a personality test. So there is this website called 16 Personalities, alright? And they say if you take this test, they will use your answers and basically come up with a sort of personality type for you, okay? There's a lot of backlash for this type of test, alright? But I thought it would be quite fun for a video. Okay, it's called 16 Personalities because there is 16 personalities. Duh! So they say you fall under 4 personality types. You're either an analyst, a diplomat, a sential, or an explorer. And there's different types for each person, okay? So under analyst, all right, you can either be an architect who is imaginative and strategic thinker with a plan for everything. We've got a logician, which apparently is an innovative investor with an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. Oh, so you're basically a smarty farty. Yeah, I'm probably not one of those. Innovative. We've got a commander who is bold, imaginative, strong-willed leaders, and always finding a way or making one. Okay, all right. Sounds like someone in charge, I guess. And we've also got a debater who's a smart and curious thinker who cannot resist an intellectual challenge, okay? Bunch of nerds. That's what I call them, okay? I ain't got time for being a nerd. Don't look like a dumbass nerd. All right, so we've also got diplomats, all right? So over here, we've got an advocate who is a quiet and mystical, yet very inspiring and tireless idealist, okay? Whatever the hell that means, okay? They're just saying a bunch of words and I don't know what they mean. We've got a mediator who is a poetic, kind, and altruistic people, always eager to help a good cause, okay? That's definitely not me, all right? I don't give a shit about anyone, all right, except for myself, okay? We've got a protagonist who is a charismatic and inspiring leader able to memorize their listeners. Oh, okay, so sounds like someone in charge, okay? Didn't I say that about Commander? And we've also got a campaigner who is enthusiastic, creative, and sociable. Free spirits who can also find a reason to smile. Oh, isn't that nice? Okay, I don't think I'm either a diplomat or an analyst. Now let's move on to sentials, all right? So we've got a logistician, I don't know how to say that word, who is a practical and fact-minded individual whose reliability cannot be doubted, okay? So they are very reliable, okay? Sounds amazing. We have defender, who is a very dedicated and warm protector, always ready to defend their loved ones. Oh my goodness, they have a heart of gold, I just know it. We have executive, who is an excellent administrator, unsurpassed at managing things or people, okay? Man, so someone who's in charge, okay? I can kind of see why some people say this test is kind of pointless, all right? And lastly, for sentials, we have a consul, all right, who is an extraordinarily caring, social, and popular people, always eager to help. Okay, sounds amazing, all right? I still don't know which one I fall under, honestly. All right, now let's move on to explorers, all right? So we have a virtuoso, all right, who is a bold and practical experimenters, masters of all kinds of tools, all right? Definitely not me, all right? We also have an adventurer who is a flexible and charming artist, always ready to explore and experience something new. Honestly, that kind of could be me, okay? I feel like I might fall under explorers, all right? But we'll find out soon enough. We also have an entrepreneur who is a smart, energetic, and very perceptive people who truly enjoy living on the edge, okay? I mean, that could be me too, not gonna lie, all right? I love living on the edge, okay? Oh, I was gonna joke about falling off my chair, but I actually fell off my chair. Living life on the edge, you know me. All right, and lastly, we have an entertainer who is a spontaneous, energetic, and enthusiastic people. Life is never boring around them, okay? So there's a bunch of personalities, all right? And I say it's quite interesting, all right? I really recommend a lot of you guys try it. Apparently, it only takes less than 12 minutes, and I need to answer honestly, even if I don't like the answer, okay? And try not to leave any neutral answers. All right, here we go, all right? Enough bloody talking, all right? Let's take this personality test, all right? And see which one I fall under, all right? If I had to predict, I would probably say I'm an adventurer or an entrepreneur, all right? Because everyone's different, all right? I mean, take a guess which one you think I am, all right? And you can also guess which one you guys are from all the listings that I've said, and then you can take the test after you've watched this video, obviously, all right? Why'd you click this video unless you're gonna watch it, all right, you dumbass? All right, question number 1. You find it difficult to introduce yourself to other people. Okay, so I would probably have to really agree with this, all right? I'm trying to work on this, all right? Because I hate introducing myself to people, all right? But I feel some people might think you're being rude if you don't introduce yourself, all right? Because it is kind of rude, you know? It means that, you know, you kind of don't respect that person, but I mean, really, it's just you being shy. So I'm gonna have to say, you know, I do agree, but I'm trying to work on it. Question number 2, you often get so lost in thoughts that you ignore or forget your surroundings. Okay, this is totally me, man. My mind is in another planet, okay? And no matter where I am, okay, I will be thinking about the most random things, okay, and I won't give a shit where I am. All right, I'll just be thinking it, all right? So I 100% agree. That is so me. Question number 3, you try to respond to your emails as soon as possible and cannot stand a messy inbox. You should see my inbox right now. As you can see on Gmail, I have 1,154 emails. Yeah, I ain't touching that shit. I mean, what does that say about my personality? You know, I thought I'm just lazy, that I can't be bothered to reply to emails, okay? That doesn't say anything about personality. I just let them pile up. I'm pretty sure everyone's emails are like that. Okay, so I'm gonna 100% disagree on that shit. Question number 4, you find it easy to stay relaxed even when there is some pressure. And honestly, to be totally honest, all right, there is so much pressure in my life, you know, which I don't really talk about, you know, because obviously why would I, you know, because you came here for a funny YouTube video, all right, why should I talk about, you know, the struggles going on in my life, all right? But you know what, to be totally honest, I think I am very good at managing it and staying relaxed, okay? I don't let it get to me, all right? I just stay cool and I just get on with my life. You do not usually initiate conversations. Okay, now this is another thing that I'm trying to improve on, all right? Because you know what, I'm gonna be totally honest, I hate talking to people, okay? Whenever I talk to you, I just get bored within like 2 minutes, all right? But I gotta pretend and smile, I pretend like I like you. So I have gotten a lot better at initiating conversations, okay? So I'll say I only slightly agree, all right? I sometimes initiate conversations, but I don't usually. You rarely do something just out of sheer curiosity. I mean, I don't think that's me. You know, I always do things, you know, just because I'm curious, all right? Because I'm just a curious kind of person. So I would say I somewhat disagree with that, okay? Next question. You feel superior to other people. Oh man, awkward question. I mean, I did promise that I would answer this question truthfully, all right? So I'm gonna have to 100% agree on that, all right? Because I kind of do. And no offense to any people watching right now, but you know, I'm probably much better than you at everything. Anyway, moving on. Being organized is more important to you than being adaptable. Oh, okay, yeah, I am not organized at all, okay? I would say that I am 100% adaptable. I am not organized at all, okay? I am a complete mess. I don't even know how I lived for this long, honestly. You are usually highly motivated and energetic, all right? Now, honestly, I am 100% motivated, 100% energetic, all right? Just watch any of my YouTube videos, all right? The amount of videos I have made on YouTube shows how motivated and dedicated I am to doing this, you know? So I'm gonna have to 100% agree on that. Winning a debate matters less to you than making sure no one gets upset. Okay, so I don't really like debating, you know, even if I do believe that I'm right, you know, and yeah, I do take people's, you know, thoughts and, you know, I care about people way more than I really should, honestly, okay? So even if I do feel like I'm right, I don't feel the need to debate people and to prove that I'm right, you know? If I know something and if I feel something about something, all right, then I'll just think it, all right? And I'll take people's, you know, like feelings into consideration more. So I'm gonna have to 100% disagree on that. You often feel as if you have to justify yourself to other people. Yeah, like I just said in the last one, you know, like, yeah, if I feel like a certain way, you know, I don't care what anyone else thinks, you know, because I know who I am. I know the person that I am, all right? I don't care what you are, you know, like I think this way and that's what life is, okay? So I'm gonna have to 100% disagree. I don't care about justifying myself to some random people, all right? The amount of YouTube comments that I get, which are just pure hate, all right? I don't care, you know, like I'm just gonna do me, you know, and if you don't like me, then fair enough. Your home and work environments are quite tight. Nope, okay. Yeah, it's a complete mess, okay? I'm a pig, all right? I'm an absolute pig. Jesus. Oh, okay. You do not mind being at the center of attention. Oh, okay, yeah. I prefer not to be the center of attention, okay? So I'd say I do mind, but you know what? I don't mind it, you know, if that's what the situation's like. So I'm gonna have to disagree just by a little bit. You consider yourself more practical than creative. Oh, no. Okay, this I don't know, all right? Because I would say I'm both, you know? So honestly, I would have to just, for my first time, put the middle, all right? Because, you know, I wouldn't consider myself more each or other, you know? People can rarely upset you. Yes, 100% agree. Honestly, you know, I think being on YouTube has completely changed my personality, all right? I used to be a type of person where if you called me any name, you know, I would think about it at night, you know, I wouldn't be able to sleep, you know, honestly. It would just upset me so much. But being on YouTube, you know, I've sort of grown a bit of a thick skin, okay? So yeah, no one could upset me anymore, honestly, because I don't care what anyone else thinks anymore, honestly. Your travel plans are usually well thought out. Oh man, this sucks because I like to plan out my travel plans, but you know, I just don't have time, honestly. So I actually don't know. So I'm gonna have to say I just disagree a little bit, honestly, because yeah, I'm a mess. It is often difficult for you to relate to other people's feelings. Man, okay, this quiz is asking a lot of personal questions, Jesus. So I would say I'm a little bit empathetic of people, you know, but you know, like sometimes I do struggle, you know, I do struggle to empathize. I don't think that makes you a bad person, you know, I just feel like you haven't experienced stuff in your life which some people have, you know. So yeah, I would say that I find it somewhat difficult, you know, but I am a good guy, you know, I can empathize when depending on the situation. Your mood can change very quickly. Oh, honestly, I feel like I'm always in one good mood, you know, but you know, people, you know, have mood swings all the time. I think that's normal, all right? So I would say my mood doesn't change quickly, but sometimes it does, okay, but not a lot, honestly. In a discussion, truth should be more important than people's sensitivities. Oh, okay, yeah, like I said before, you know, if I think a certain way, you know, and someone else feels another way, you know, I won't go out of my way to sort of tell the truth, you know, and, you know, make sure facts are more important than people's feelings. Okay, so I would say I would 100% disagree, all right? You know, people think differently, and that's just the world that we live in, all right? We are all brought into this world with different backgrounds, different families, you know, we are different people, and that's okay. You rarely worry about how your actions affect other people. Ooh, okay. Honestly, I agree. You know, am I a bad person? Oh shit. Maybe I'm a bad person. Your work style is closer to random energy spikes than to methodical and organized approach. What kind of question is this? Okay. I mean, honestly, I'd say I am methodical and organized, but I do get random energy spikes, so it's kind of hard. So I would say I disagree only a little bit. You are often envious of others. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is so totally disagree of me. Okay. Yeah. Like why be envious of anyone? You know, if you want something in life, just go get it. All right. We're all human. We all can do the same things that a fellow human can. Don't be jealous of anyone that has something or can do something that you can't. You know, just go out there and do it yourself. You know, prove them wrong. All right. Being envious doesn't get you anywhere. An interesting book or video game is often better than a social event. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, I hate people. Honestly, I hate you. Honestly, if you're watching this right now, most likely I hate you. Being able to develop a plan and stick to it is the most important part of every project. I mean, I would somewhat disagree, you know. I mean, I do come up with plans all the time, you know, and it is kind of important, but not so much. You rarely get carried away by fantasies and ideas. I mean, I would somewhat agree. All right, I think I'm a bit of a realist, and I think of like, you know, what's the most logical situation, all right? But, you know, an idea is good, but it has to be well thought out, you know? You often find yourself lost in thought when you are walking in nature. I mean, yeah, you know, I'm a free mind, you know, I'm a thinker, I'm not gonna lie. If someone does not respond to your email quickly, you start worrying if you said something wrong. Nope, okay? How many times have I got to say it in this dumb quiz, all right? I don't care what anyone else thinks, okay? If you don't reply to my email, then screw you, all right? I'll email someone else. Then again, I can't remember the last time I wrote an email, honestly. As a parent, you would rather see your child grow up kind than smart. 100% disagree, you know? I mean, like, yeah, I think if everyone just grew up a kind person, then we wouldn't be living in an evil world, you know? You do not let other people influence your actions. Oh, okay, this is really bad, all right? Because I am a very influential person, depending on the person that I'm hanging out with, all right? I can't help it, all right? I just like going with the flow. I'm easygoing, you know? So yeah, I do let people. So I'm gonna disagree. My bad. When you sleep, your dreams tend to focus on the real world and its events. I mean, yeah. I mean, I barely dream, but yeah, it's never like something weird, like, you know, a monster or something like that. It does not take you much time to start getting getting involved in social activities at your work. No, disagree. Okay, yeah, I do not care about social activities. Okay, I'll stay inside. Thank you very much. You are more of a natural improviser than a careful planner. You know, I would somewhat agree. All right, I do plan, but honestly, like, I think every YouTube video for me is kind of like me improvising. I mean, it is me improvising. So yeah, I'd say I'm somewhat doing that. Okay, I mean, not just in YouTube. You know, I think I do improvise most out of life. Your emotions control you more than you control them. No, 100% disagree. Okay, yeah, I can't help it, but I am very much in control of my emotions, you know, just can't help it. You enjoy going to social events that involve dress up or role play activities. I mean, I don't enjoy going to social events at all, you know, so I would have to somewhat disagree, you know, but I have been to some, you know, that involve dress up or role play, stuff like that. You often spend time exploring unrealistic and impractical yet intriguing ideas. If they're unrealistic and impractical, then I don't, honestly, you know, so I would have to disagree, you know, about in the middle. You would rather improvise than spend time coming up with a detailed plan. Yep, okay, that's kind of me, all right. I mean, I do plan sometimes. You know what? I'm gonna have to pick, you know, the middle, agree, all right? Because yeah, you know, yeah, I think I improvise way too much in life. You are relatively reserved and a quiet person. Yep, 100% disagree. Okay, so this test is basically like studying if you're like an introvert or an extrovert, but I think everyone's a little bit of both, you know. But yeah, honestly, I would say that I'm a reserved and quiet person. I know I might not show it on YouTube, you know, but then again, think about it, I am by myself right now talking to a camera, all right? I'm not talking to any other person, you know. If you had a business, you would find it very difficult to fire loyal but underperforming employees. Oh, okay, yeah. Honestly, yeah, you know, I would struggle to fire them, you know, because, you know, like, they're loyal, you know, and I respect loyalty, even if, you know, performance isn't 100%, you know, so I would have to agree, you know, I care about way too much people's feelings, and I hate that about me. Or maybe I should like that about me. I don't know. You often contemplate the reasons for human existence. Now, I've been thinking about that a lot recently, okay? And yeah, like, I do all the time, all right? Does anyone else do that? I do that, like, all the time. Logic is usually more important than heart when it comes to making important decisions. Oh, you know what? Honestly, like, yeah, like, I think, you know, if it's logical, you know, I mean, I'll have to just agree a little bit, honestly. Keeping your options open is more important than having a to-do list. Honestly, yeah, somewhat agree, you know, only a little bit, honestly. If your friend is sad about something, you are more likely to offer emotional support than suggest ways to deal with the problem. Oh, this is hard, you know, this is really hard. I would say I'm a little bit of both, you know. This is probably the second question, which I'm gonna have to put in the middle, you know, because yeah, you know, it depends on the situation. I'm adaptable like that, you know. I'll offer emotional support, you know, when the time is needed, you know, but yeah, like, I'll also, you know, suggest things to help deal with their problems. You rarely feel insecure. I mean, yeah, 100% agree on that, you know, because yeah, I mean, being insecure, you know, it's just a waste of time, you know. Don't waste your time being insecure. If you're insecure about something, do something. If you can't do something about it, just accept it, all right? That's just the world that we live in, and that's just your life. When you are born, you are just dealt a hand, all right? And you could be dealt like a shitty hand, or you could be dealt a good hand, all right? But yeah, you just gotta, you know, just use the hand that you're with and just get on with life. You have no difficulties coming up with a personal timetable and sticking with it. Okay, I 100% disagree, all right? Yeah, I am shit at you know, doing that. Being right is more important than being cooperative when it comes to teamwork. Oh, you know what? You know, I think I tried to be cooperative, you know. I don't care about being right, you know, so I would have to, you know, disagree. I don't know. I would say a little bit, you know. You think that everyone's views should be respected regardless of whether they are supported by facts or by not. Oh, you know, this so hard, some of these questions. I would have to agree a little bit, all right, because I'm not really a smart ass, you know, who, you know, likes to, you know, make sure I get the facts straight, you know, and, you know, if someone believes something, you know, respect their opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but it's talking about respect, and I think you should respect everyone's opinion, honestly. You feel more energetic after spending time with a group of people. I mean, I don't know. I would have to disagree a little bit, you know, honestly. honestly, when I hang out with a big group of people, it just tires me out, honestly. You frequently misplace your things. I mean, yeah, but sometimes I misplace things, because it's not my fault, so I would, agree a little bit. I don't know, actually. Do I misplace things? I'll agree a little bit. You see yourself as very emotionally stable. All right, for me, 100% agree. I am a very emotional, stable person. Your mind is always buzzing with unexplored ideas and plans. 100% agree. Okay, I'm just that sort of person. All right, I love thinking about things. All right, and I'm always, thinking about something. All right, you would not call yourself a dreamer. I mean, what is that saying? Someone that dreams, or someone that likes to think big? So I would, I think they're talking about someone who likes to think big. And I would say I do think big, so I would 100% disagree. I am definitely a dreamer. You usually find it difficult to relax when talking in front of many people. Oh, I mean, honestly, yeah, a little bit, but I'm working on that. I mean, I'm getting better at that. Generally speaking, you rely more on your experience than your imagination. Oh, God. I mean, I guess, I'm not a very imaginative person, so I generally speaking, yeah. You worry too much about what other people think. I swear this is like the same question, just rephrased. But yeah, I'm gonna have to say no, 100% no, yeah, I don't worry about what other people think, anybody got time for that? Anybody got time for that? If the room is full, you stay closer to the walls, avoiding the center. What does that say about my personality? I mean, I would have to agree, I don't know, a little bit, I mean, like, I don't really think about it. I just go, what kind of question is that? You have a tendency to procrastinate until there is not enough time to do everything. Oh man, isn't everyone a procrastinator nowadays? I would have to agree a little bit. I do procrastinate a lot, but sometimes I'm quite good, You feel very anxious in stressful situations. Okay, I'm gonna 100% disagree with that. I don't get anxious in stressful situations. I stay calm, like I said earlier. You believe that it is more rewarding to be liked by others than to be powerful. Oh, this is a hard one. I mean, I don't care about being powerful, but I think is it more rewarding to be liked by others? I mean, I guess I kind of agree. I do like being liked, but if you don't like me, I don't care. What does that say about me? You have always been interested in unconventional and ambiguous things. For example, books, art, and movies. Oh, okay, yeah. I would have to say no. Only a little bit though, because I am a bit of a creative person, but an unconventional, I don't even know what these words mean, honestly, so I'm just going to slightly disagree. And time for the last question now. You often take initiative in social situations. I mean, I would agree, somewhat, but only a little bit, because yeah, I hate people, who are just sitting around, and not thinking of what to do next, take control, All right, all questions are now answered. We are going to find out what type of personality MessYourself is. MessYourself is a mediator. What? Wait, what? So apparently I'm 68% introverted. Okay, that kind of makes sense. All right, a little bit extroverted, but mostly introverted. My energy is intuitive and not observant, but it's pretty much the same. So I don't know what that even means. Nature, I'm 50% feeling and 50% thinking. Okay, well that's a trait that determines how we make decisions and cope with emotions. So yeah, I mean I'm pretty much the same. This is what I'm talking about. This says it's so pointless sometimes. In terms of tactics, I'm 74% prospecting and only a little bit of judging, all right? This trait reflects our approach to work, planning, and decision making. Okay, all right, that makes sense. And identity, I'm 90% assertive. All right, this trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. So apparently I am very confident in my abilities and decisions. We know what we are, but know not what we may be. Oh, okay. Listen to many people, but talk to few. Okay. And apparently William Shakespeare was a mediator, and so is Johnny Depp, and so is Julia Roberts, apparently. Okay, so strength and weaknesses. All right, so I'm idealistic. I seek and value harmony. I'm open-minded and flexible. I'm very creative. I'm passionate and energetic. I'm dedicated and hard-working. But my weaknesses are I'm too idealistic. I'm too altruistic. I'm impractical. I dislike dealing with data, which is true. I take things personally, and I'm difficult to get to know. Yeah, that is 100% me. In terms of my love and my relationships, I love all, trust a few, and do wrong to none. Okay, that's pretty good. Better 3 hours too soon than a minute too late. Yeah, that's totally me. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff to read about it, but I'm not gonna read about it, all right? Because, you know, I think this test is kind of pointless in my opinion, you know, but I thought it would be interesting for a YouTube video. And, you know, if you want to take the test yourself, I'll leave it down in the description down below. You might, you know, find something about yourself, you know, you might find out how to improve on something which, you know, you've been wanting to change about yourself, blah, 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 blah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching this personality test. I really hope you did enjoy, you know. Yeah, go take the test, you know. I'd recommend it, you know. It's fun, you know. I think it's kind of pointless, you know, but yeah, I think people like belonging in certain groups, you know, and people like, you know, establishing themselves as like a mediator or this type of person or that type of person, you know. But I think it's a bit of fun, you know. If you want to have a bit of fun, go try it out. Either way though, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video, man. So later guys, bye.